Hello, everybody. Sunny, your engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to talk about Beam Therapeutics' latest earnings report. Breaking news: they have officially gotten a response for their IND filing. I want to talk about all of that in today's video. Now, before we do that, before we talk about it, you guys know the drill. You guys know what I will ask you. Like this video, smash that like button, destroy that like button. That's all I ask for you guys. I don't have any course, I don't have any merch, I have nothing to sell to you guys besides the fact that I want you guys to like our videos and to subscribe if you can. So before we even jump into today's video, I do have a couple of shout outs there unrelated to Beam Therapeutics or even genomics or just investments, just my personal side of things, life. I do want to give some shout outs there. I've sort of forgotten the last video. So shout out to my sister for getting a new full-time job. I know this has been something that she's been waiting for a long time. So congratulations to her. I think she's gonna do amazing. She has to focus and really deliver. That's the whole purpose of getting a new job out of school, and I really think that she will do amazing. So congratulations to her and good luck to her. I also want to congratulate my friend JP for getting second place in a bodybuilding competition. I think I saw that video last weekend where he was competing, and I know some of you don't really watch bodybuilding at all or just fitness in general, but it's really, coming from that type of background. Obviously, I don't compete, but I sort of know something about bodybuilding in terms of nutrition, and it's just amazing how much your nutrition is restricted. I think it takes special type of people to do that. And I think he did amazing in that competition. So congratulations to JP. And my last shout out, well, two more shout outs. My brothers and his wife are getting a new dog this weekend. So congratulations to them. And finally, my dad did get a trucking driving a certificate slash license in Quebec. So congratulations to him. I think it's been something he's been wanting for a long time, and it's the shift of career that doesn't matter. I think we all have to consider that whether we're young, old, mid age, doesn't matter. Shifting our careers and looking for new opportunities is a sign of growth, is a sign of potential. So congratulations to my dad for that. So Beam Therapeutics here, they announced their quarter three, Q3 2021 financial results. And really, the big takeaway here, you guys already know it. It was the IND filing that was officially accepted by the FDA, was cleared by the US FDA. Beam 101, the company's lead ex vivo based editing product candidate, is a patient specific uh, investigational therapy, which incorporates base editing that mimics single cell nucleotides. So basically, Beam 101 is their first and only program with the IND filing accepted. And just as a reminder to you guys, going through from research and development type of product all the way to FDA product approved, you have to go through phases, right? And this is what we call the IND filing. Then we call it phase one, phase two, and then potentially a phase three. Beam Therapeutics, you guys know my input on it. If you follow this channel, you guys already know I've said it and I've said it many times. The only thing that I wasn't a big fan of is how they never had an IND filing up. So they have great partnerships with the likes of Prime Medicine, which is obviously the third generation of CRISPR, and then you had great partnership with Verve Therapeutics. But even Verve Therapeutics, right? They're going through phase one right now, right? And for them, Beam Therapeutics to be the leaders in base editing, but yet doesn't really have their own product with an IND filing. To me, it always sort of, I always had a bad taste about that. I think I've expressed that. I don't have to go in that rabbit hole for now. But all I want to say is that they have officially, as of November 8th, announced that they have filed and they have been accepted for INDs, which means they can proceed to phase one for B101. The only thing I will mention about their products line here before we head into the financials really briefly is that there's also B102. And I know I sort of watching the video from CRISPR Tommy, and he was mentioning how Makassar, which is basically B102 here, you can see that it's their base editing approach, right? Which only treats sickle cell disease, but it's a lot more efficient. But Beam 101 actually treats sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia. So Beam 101 is actually a two birds, one stone approach. And Beam 102 is a one-to-one approach where you tackle sickle cell disease with high efficiency. And that's what the whole point of doing 102 is about, the Makassar base editing. My opinion, which differs from Chris Tommy, obviously the YouTuber, which I've referenced many times in the channel, he believes that 102 will be the de facto for this company and they'll go forward with 102 in the long term. I actually think the opposite. I think 101 is the de facto. I think 101 is all eyes are on Beam 101 because it tackles both diseases. The total addressable markets are a lot more higher. There is no CRISPR drug available right now through FDA approval. And to me, Beam 101 is the furthest just by the nature of what we just talked about today. And if they can get that FDA approved, then 102 could eventually come at some point in the future, but I wouldn't bet my money on the fact that Beam 102 will overtake 101. Now, obviously, this is a very narrow way of looking at it. I think it's just amazing what this company is doing. They're sort of, they have another product that's tackling one of the two diseases that 101 is tackling, but with a lot more efficiency. And that obviously proves and open doors to partnerships and licensing. So obviously, there's a lot more than what I'm talking about. But when it boils down to, what it boils down to is the simple question. When can Beam Therapeutics and the rest of the companies, CRISPR companies such as CRISPR Therapeutics and TLA and so on, can get their first FDA approved CRISPR drug out there? Once they can establish that question, an ETA, I think everything else is a dominoes effect. I think everything else is secondary. The primary question, the primary focus should always be when will be the first CRISPR drug available for these companies. To me, it's Beam 101. I love what I'm seeing here. Again, shout out to the team at Beam Therapeutics, what they're doing with base editing, revolutionary technologies. A lot more academic papers are being released every single day, just like Dr. David R. Liu that mentioned in his latest interview with ARK Invest. So they initiated the IND enabling studies for 1 and 2. So expect that to take a little bit of time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a couple things coming up for them, so we'll see how they fare. But I'm really curious to see what will they be able to show us for phase one, Beam 101. I think all eyes are on that program. Cash position right now, they're almost at $1 billion as of September 30th, 2021, which is about 933 million, and that is compared to 300 million as of December 31st, 2020. Obviously, they raised money through the public markets, just raising cash, just like every other public company can do. All of that is legal. All of that is acceptable. Obviously, you're seeing some sort of dilution, but it is what it is, part of the game. The media valuation went so high, it would be ridiculous to think that these companies would not capitalize on it. Again, you have the green light, you have more cash in the bank, you can expense a lot more, you can increase your headcount. That's exactly what we're seeing here. Your R&D expense grew from 54 from 29.8 million to 54.6 million year over year in the same quarter, which is a significant growth. But that's what you want to see for a company that's growing fast, that has a lot of products in their pipeline, but no commercial available drug right now. That's what you want to see. It's part of the game. If you're investing in this company because you're looking for revenues today, I think you're in the wrong sector. CRISPR companies are still very early, but that's the idea behind it, right? Us early investors, us early adopters are looking for that potential growth. G&A expenses went from 7.5 million to 15.8, so again, double there. So the net loss there, I mean, at that point, it's not even worth mentioning about the net loss. Of course, they're going to lose money. I mean, it's a company that doesn't produce commercial available drugs yet, right? They have going for them right now, just like most CRISPR companies, just like all CRISPR companies, actually, it's partnerships, and that's how they got Sana Biotechnologies to agree to pay Beam Therapeutics an upfront of 50 million. That was also announced. We covered that video a few weeks ago, if you guys recall. So great things are coming for this company. Great things are coming for base editing. I love what I'm seeing now. I have officially eliminated my quote unquote bear thesis on Beam Therapeutics. They have gotten their IND filings accepted, and that's why we saw the company stock grow 10% yesterday, over 10%, just by IND filing being accepted. And now I have one more question for you guys to leave it off like this in today's video. If Beam Therapeutics can get their stock increased by over 10% over the news of one of their program getting an IND filing accepted. And don't forget, IND filings are accepted by most companies. Verve Therapeutics got their IND accepted. Graphite Bio got their IND accepted. All these CRISPR companies got their IND filing accepted. It's nothing special. But if the stock increases by 10% for IND filing accepted, what happens? What happens when CRISPR B101, for example, gets FDA approval? Think about that. Think about that valuation. Think about that potential. I want to leave you guys off like that. Again, it's never financial advice, just educational purposes. We give you guys information for free so you can run away with it and do whatever you want. So like this video, smash the like button if you found value, subscribe if you have not. And if you have any question, feedback, input, leave it in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Big news, great things are coming. In fact, Vertex just announced a new partnership. Actually, they didn't announce it. It was a few weeks ago it was announced, but I just figured it out, and I think I want to cover that in the next video. So we'll see in the next video what we talk about in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. Thank you.